And we're live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 388 of Fans of Power. I'm Joe Amato, and I'm here with my partners in crime, Tyler T-Rex Baker, Nasty Nate Nathan Kennedy, and the Doctor, Dusan Mitrovic. Ren and Rebecca ain't here. They said, fuck it, they don't like talking about He-Man comics and shit, so fuck it, they're not here this week.
I almost, because I glanced over this at the beginning, like right as the intro was winding up in our group chat that we have. And Dusan's tagging Ren. He's like, Joe made Nathan start the podcast without you, threatened to eat his horses.
What?
I thought it was pretty good. I have to let Emily know that Joe's threatened.
Yeah, she might have to run out to the barn and like shoo him off with a broom or something like that.
Yeah, I'll have to let her know. It's like, yeah, we're definitely gonna have to get a donkey to help protect the other horses.
Take the shit out of the
Joe.
other jackass that keeps coming into the.
Otherwise, it's going to be like that scene in the thing with
Witch?
the dogs.
I was thinking like that movie, The Witch, where that old lady's in there like eating this goat in front of the kids, and it's all creepy and shit. Anyone ever seen that movie?
That. No,
Yeah,
Me neither.
Yeah, it came out in like 2018, I think, or something like that. But it's not a whole lot happens in it. But it takes place during like the old days of settlements in the country in the U.S. and it's all this like, is there a witch around? And
it's just called The Witch. That's it.
It's called The Witch, and like.
I've heard
their
of
youngest baby gets abducted and taken by the witch, and the witch does things to it in her hut. And there's a few. It's kind of like, I'll let it speak for itself. It's a fun little, I think Joe and Nathan would like it, even though you're kind of like, man, I kind of wish there'd be some more fucked up stuff in it. But even though
is it streaming free anywhere?
it was on Netflix. A while back. I mean, it's been a couple years since I've watched it, but
it is on Max and Hulu. Well, okay. probably just Max, because it's saying Hulu premium subscription, YouTube primetime subscription, so it's on Max.
Yeah.
The Witch. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to.
But I kind of wish movies like that would push the envelope, like go farther with it. Don't just, I don't know, if you're gonna do fucked up, be fucked up.
Yeah, I'll let you know. We'll have to see what it's like.
And am I kind of bored, Joe?
No. It's because I didn't want you to give anything away in case I watch it. It's like I'll just watch it and see.
Oh yeah.
And see if it's
otherwise, Joe will lump me in as like.
Okay. So the guy that directed The Witch, he also I've watched The Lighthouse. I enjoyed that quite a bit. I haven't watched The Northman, but the guy.
I didn't like that. I turned that off. I think about an hour, like almost an hour and a half. I'm like, this is fucking boring, man.
They're doing the Nosferatu.
I am intrigued by that.
Yeah,
I
that
am
looks-
interested
that
in
looks
that. Yeah.
the pictures from that look pretty
Yeah.
great. So it fits the style of filmmaking
Yeah.
that Robert Eggers does. So yeah, looking forward to that. Joe, don't eat my horses.
By
Have
the
you
way,
ever had
Joe,
horse meat? Oh wait, go ahead. What's that addition?
by the way, Joe, JSP is in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he
before you
is.
get-
God
yeah.
damn it! All right, I'll make sure that I shout him out when I get to that part. I'll try to remember. You said he's
Yeah.
here, huh?
Yeah. You might want to just
Cool.
repeat
Do
it
it
to
right
yourself
now?
quite a few times. Maybe wait a little bit, a couple
Okay.
more minutes, because we started a little bit earlier than usual.
We did give people some time to get in here since it's an
Yeah.
early start. I
All out
actually
of
was,
spite towards Ren, really. So
Yeah.
and I let Rick Poe out of the house a couple days ago. I figured I'd.
yeah. But when you said let him out, you mean you let the body out of the house?
Well, no, it's like I said, he's he's been alive. He's just like I said, just been up in the corner. See, there you go. We went to.
Why is your head so freakishly big?
It's because the mask is. See, like I said,
He
if
looks
I was to
very
take-
elongated, like Joe has like a cone head.
Well, that's why this mask, like I said, I have it to where it goes down past my chin and over my head. So I put the hood on and it pulls this mask up. So when we were out in public, I didn't have this hood. I was just with my jacket. I was like, this might look weird. He's like, just put it on. I think it'd be kind of cool. So I put it on.
So I'm assuming the person taking the picture's got a gun pointed at Ren. I mean, Rick.
It's his girlfriend Crystal. She took
to
the
make
picture.
to make sure he doesn't run away. I mean, I'm glad we have proof of life right here. So that's
Yeah, see, that's
Yeah.
it. I just
But
told
that
him. I
could have
said
been
no.
taken on the day of abduction, like before Rick knew what was going to
yeah,
happen.
that's true too.
Yeah,
Could have
So
been.
the-
I just told him no sudden movements. But yeah. So
Oh,
I
so
allowed
the-
him.
so
Joe
you
put
don't
the
get
lotion in the
scared.
basket, right, Joe?
What's that?
No, some
put the-
movements don't get scared and attack everyone.
Yeah, see, exactly. And see, and I actually, like I said, the reason I let him out was so he could buy me some food. So he got me a really nice pizza and then went to some place where they had some good meatballs and some cannolis and shit like that. So I always allow Rick Poe to buy me food. So it's an honor for him. So it was pretty good. It
You
was,
must
it was a
have
good
something
time.
on the guy for him to keep showing up and buying you food. Like do you have pictures of him and his girlfriend or something like that, or is it, I start threatening Jen like I got pictures of you and Joe, Jen. See if you know what's good for you. Just
Well, I actually wanted to ask the both of you how last weekend was.
It was
oh
great.
God, being
we were
stuck in
sick
the
together.
same house with Joe and you're sick and he just won't stop humping your leg and.
Exactly. We were sick together, and if you know like how E.T. and Elliot is, like I said, there's that like kind of symbiotic thing.
Yeah.
That's what Talon and I had. So once I wasn't feeling good, he didn't feel good, vice versa. But once we separated and everything started feeling better, and that's why he's so good right now. But yeah, we were both
I
shit.
saw him like without the mask and my neck elongated, and I screamed like Drew Barrymore. And run off to the side there.
Oh, shit.
I love the noise he makes when he gets started.
Yeah.
Hear him in the background.
Poor little guy. Yeah.
That's why I can't. I had such a hard time watching because he's so fucking cute, and I don't want to see him like leave. Like God,
That's-
damn it, you can just stay
That's
with
the whole
Elliot,
appeal of the. That's what makes it stand the test
know,
of time.
and I-
though.
It's
Like, I
hard
don't-
though. It's hard to watch. Like I
Even
can
just
barely
to, like,
watch
look-
it too.
look-
Yeah, it is.
Oh
isn't it?
God
Yeah.
damn it!
Yeah.
Jenny.
You and I, God damn it! Like I said, it's the first movie that made me cry. Sitting there trying to cover my
Yo,
face, and my
boss.
parents could. Yeah, I did. I admit it. I cried. God
Hey,
damn it!
Who doesn't
Yeah.
cry when you watch E.T.? I imagine
I
Jason
didn't.
does.
Well,
I wanted
You're
him to get
heartless.
shot.
but you
I
don't have a
wanted-
heart.
I
Well-
wanted him to get shot with walkie-talkies.
I still would love to question this, but what the fuck were you thinking? Like government agents with walkie-talkies, and this is supposed to be politically correct. Like government agents don't have guns. I'm sorry. How is this racist towards government agents?
You know that scene when they fly over the cop cars with their bikes?
Yeah.
There's one of the agents turns his body toward the camera, and as he does, the walkie-talkie that was placed in his hand shrinks into nothingness.
I'm not surprised.
I'll have to. I'll have
never
to see
noticed
if
that.
I imagine the clip itself's probably on YouTube.
I've often tried to ignore anything to do with that version because if I start to see it, I turn it off. Like if I just want to watch a clip of BT for fun.
It's since been like restored to original, right? I
Yeah,
think that,
like,
that was
the Blu-ray I have is the original version, but I think the fucked up version is included as if like if you guys want to see the altered version, it's here for you to watch.
Was
Like, no, fuck
that-
you.
That was a knee-jerk reaction to censorship that took place right after 9/11 had happened,
Yeah.
correct? Yeah.
But even then, I'm thinking, like,
No,
what
it's,
does
the,
this have to do with terrorist attacks?
Well, dude,
It
I
wasn't-
think
I think it was before because it was it was related to special editions of Star Wars. So Spielberg was like, I'm gonna do it too.
But I thought the whole
I'm
purpose
I'm pretty
of
sure
the
it
guns,
came
though,
out
was
before.
retaliation towards 9/11. I thought. Like, I know, because he wanted to fuck with Raiders of the Lost Ark, and South Park made sure he didn't do that because they made fun of his take on ET.
well, he's since gone back and said that he regrets editing that out, as he should.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
I mean, at least whereas Lucas is like, no, I'm going to keep fucking. With
Oh
it,
no,
even
that's
until
how
I
I meant to do that.
I always envisioned.
I wanted Greedo to say McClunky.
Yeah. And I always wanted to see a fucking dinosaur in Moss Eisley that this random biker made out of CGI almost runs into.
Look, a goofy robot.
Oh, look, Bubba Fett winks at the camera here. Only
The
because you know,
Ewoks now blink.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was creepy. That was.
I've forgotten all about that just because I don't watch any of this. I just watched the original versions on the
The
DVDs.
bonus
Yeah,
disc.
yeah. Lucas's way of saying, "All right, here you are. Fuck you."
Yeah, by giving us the really crummy laser disc scripts.
Hey, you know what? Considering that,
Meanwhile,
Better
the
than
fans
nothing.
have obtained
better than
film.
nothing.
Meanwhile, the fans have obtained film reels for all three movies, and HD remastered them.
Yeah, you need
So
to.
they're all on the torrents.
and
Come
yet,
on, give us a hookup, dude.
yeah, Deucin. But I am surprised though, as much as Disney loves to milk the fuck out of Star Wars and they keep fucking up with their movies, that they have not thrown out a quick cash grab of releasing the original movies in their original format, upgraded in 4K, but they're like no plans to do that. It's just more about more Rey, more spinoffs of Mandalorian, more of this. God damn it! It's more spinoffs. It's like you do realize this property is
Oh,
only
did
alive
you
because
see-
of those three films. You know.
Did you see the trailer for The Acolyte?
No.
Turns out the Sith aren't all that bad.
Great. Great.
I mean, there's really nothing to look forward to in the near future, is there not, people? I mean, I think about all the movies that are coming out in the next year. From, Deadpool 3 might be kind of fun.
Deadpool 3 might
but
be all right.
But
Nosferatu, that might be all right.
I mean, another
Yeah.
Captain America, which I'm like,
New World Order.
Yeah,
Did
fuck
they
that.
change? Did they change the name of that?
Brave New
already?
World is what it's called, I think.
What about
Oh,
the
great.
next Beetlejuice? What do you think?
I'm
Looking
kinda
pretty
up in
good?
the air about it.
It's,
Like the
it's going to be references, bunch of references crammed in
Probably.
2 hours.
Well, the
Yeah.
depressing thing about that
Like, you
is-
can bet that there's going to be a scene where Beetlejuice is looking at that model and he goes like, "Nice fucking model, wink, wink."
I honestly, I think if I seen this somewhere, and I totally agree with this. If the beginning of that movie doesn't start with his number finally getting called in that waiting room, then then we
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get it.
wasted
That would be
opportunity.
kinda cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
agree.
That would be
But
great.
I
mean-
do worry that they're going to go down the whole like reference nostalgia for the majority of the film with a very cheap script thrown
But
in there.
well, the only thing is, with Michael Keaton saying, like, he wanted everything to be right for him to do it to begin with. So if it comes out and it's crap, then it's like, you lied to me.
Which wouldn't be the first time that a star of a great franchise has lied to all of us and said,
Yeah.
"I've signed off
I-
on it because it's a great fucking script."
Yeah.
Didn't
the
he
fuck?
praise
Yeah, it's
the
good.
Didn't he praise the Flash?
I don't know. Did he? Did he praise the Flash? I actually don't know if he
I-
did.
I don't
couldn't
I-
remember.
I think he was going like, "Oh, it's a great movie," and then we
Well-
got it, and it's a third. Wowie!
Well, I feel like in this day and age, actors and actresses are not going to come out and shit on a film that they know is shit. It's going to bomb because
Not
they-
till after, or you're Dakota
Yeah.
Johnson.
I mean,
Yeah, after their contract is over.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Mark Hamill came out and shit on the last
Last Jedi?
whatever the fuck.
He,
You know, he did come out.
shot on all of those 3 movies, but
Yeah,
they
what's
then at one point dragged him off the stage and go like, "Don't you do it! We're Disney, we'll fuck you up."
Like, bring it on! Like I'm ahead of the biggest the fan base in the world. You go ahead and say whatever the fuck you want to Mark Hamill. I'm sorry, these guys will eat you alive, Disney. I don't care how much fucking money you got, But I feel like it's just good practice as an actor. You want work, you don't slam the piece of work you just finished because then people are going to think, you're likely to go out there and get bad promotion. So I can't imagine Keaton thought this movie that just does nothing but make references to you want to get nuts and shit like that is a great. It's just like, no, this is just playing on fucking nostalgia. And I guarantee you that whole movie only erupted because of the last Spider-Man movie where it's like references to the other films. Well, by God, we got to do that too with Superman and Batman and Supergirl. We got to throw
Ghostbusters.
And Ghostbusters doing the same fucking thing. It's just, and thank God they did not do well, because if they did, it'd be like, all right, give me more of those.
Yeah, but at the same time, Hollywood doesn't want to admit that they fucked up, so they'll continue fucking up again and again.
Until like the board of directors, like, okay, we got to change things up and let someone bow out gracefully and change things up. That's why it's good to just not give a fuck about current entertainment anymore. You know what? Just sit back and watch all the old stuff, because they can't take that away from me.
Or watch Japanese stuff, because here come the Japanese with $15 million Godzilla movie, and they kick ass.
And do it a hell of a lot. Joe, did you see that, Joe? I don't know if I ever talked that movie with Deuce.
I haven't. I know it did great.
It was fucking good.
It was that good.
Even me, like Nathan's the Godzilla fanatic. Me, I thought it was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the CGI alone in the clips that are being shared, and it's so way better than Marvel movies that cost like what, 200 million, 300 million.
Any shitty Marvel movies come out in the last 10 years, like that movie.
Yeah. It was only 15 million for that one from Japan, right?
Yeah,
only 15 million.
Yes.
So authentic. It looks so authentic when he's in the water,
amazing.
chasing after the boat, and you can find a quick clip of that on YouTube. It's altered a bit, but it looks so damn seamless. Like, oh my God,
crazy.
Like his teeth and as the water's rushing into his mouth, like, God, it looks so fucking good.
Yeah, well, Tyler also saw the -1 minus color. Yeah, you saw the black and white one. So I saw just the colorized version of it before, and you can't go wrong either way. So I know Toho likes to kind of drag it out before they put it on a disc here in the States.
Oh, I've heard the biggest reason they don't want it to conflict with the fucking Kong Godzilla movie.
Yeah,
it's like I think that was part of the agreement of like of Toho going forward making another one. It's like, well, don't fuck up our shitty movie that we got going here and making us look bad here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I will eventually check that one out. I think I mentioned this last week when it inevitably streams on Max, because that's sort of the home for them all. I'll check it out, but I wasn't in any hurry to go to the theater to see it. So yeah. All right, hey, we got the bitching about New Hollywood here within our first 10-15 minutes. So Joe, now that we're a little ways into this, now I'll pass it on to you. Let us know who's here joining us live tonight.
All right, we got Will Timpson, Fedmon,
JSP.
somebody named JSP,
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him. Chris Carter, and Say It Nathan.
Johnny Cock.
And Paul Rick is here. Rebel Wookie. Paul Rick is here. I always like when he pops up because I can say it like that. Everybody's got a usual flow.
Porridge.
Shut up. Did I say John Ballard? You're fucking with my head. Jaime Mares, Rebel Wookie. I think I already said
John
his goddamn
Ballard.
name. Shut up. Eric Sanchez, Adam Gabbard. For fuck's sake, who
Favorite
else?
color, Joe.
What?
JSP.
716 straight edge. Somebody new. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
Oh, it's Sammy Murdoch here. All right. What the fuck? Did my thing just jump? Hold on. Felipe. For fuck's sake, I don't know. God damn it.
Rebel Wookie.
I think I said Rebel. If I think
No,
I got
you
it.
didn't.
Did you say
Shut up.
JSP?
No, I never heard of him. But if I miss anybody,
Centron.
if I miss anybody, I apologize. But I think I got everybody in the chat.
I would like
for
we
fuck's
have
JSP.
someone new is in the chat room tonight. Is that correct?
Yeah. So yeah, that was 716 straight edge is new. Yeah.
Oh, put in the chat like how you found us. I'm just kind of curious, because it's always interesting to how people come across us. And
Well,
so, let us know. Let us know how you
Well,
found
he
us.
says his name is Samuel Murdoch, and I know Samuel Murdoch's on my friends list if this is the same one. He could, if you want, just shoot something.
Well, I
in the
know he
chat
didn't
right
get
there.
it because you didn't promote it on your Facebook page, though. So that's why I
put it in groups. I just don't put it on my main wall because it seems like it falls flat.
I don't think you put it in any groups.
I do put it in He-Man groups. I don't put it in He-Man groups.
I think you're just getting yourself over like some asshole wrestler.
Oh man! So
shut up. And it is Samuel Murdoch. So yeah,
yes.
okay, all right.
I also.
But wait, Sam, are you the one that Joe knows you in real life?
Huh? Wait, what?
Well, you said he's your friend.
No, he just said he's the one that texts. He texts us all the time.
You're froze. And you lie.
God damn it! I froze like son of a bitch. Can you hear me?
So yeah, we can still hear you, but I actually chat with Sam Murdoch every now and again as well. Sam actually watches a lot, like pretty much working their way through the backlog, if I'm not mistaken. So thanks for being here live.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what happens? Douchey gets me all pissed off, and I start getting angry, and then I freeze.
Yeah, and then your internet breaks.
Damn it!
It'll be all right.
Or your negative energy is messing up with your electronics.
Yeah.
Unfucking believable every goddamn time. No, I'm
it's almost like we were trying to tell you to just go ahead and download the guest app. And you probably wouldn't have as many issues.
I will do that. It'll be set for next week.
Bullshit. Joe will show up next week like.
I forgot again.
I'm gonna get the guest app, and the sound will be clear. There won't be any freezing.
We have to make up for you not being here for 2 weeks. So
son of a bitch.
Well,
let me leave and then come back.
Joe's devoted fan base to the people that just worship the ground he shits on. Send him reminders throughout the week to make sure he does this, because we sure as hell can't rely on him. I mean, he's been banned from the post office. God knows how many other restaurants he's been banned from in his local area. I think that's why Jenny's always sending him, Hickory Farm baskets and shit like that.
She does. She's an angel. I love her.
You're moving again, by the way.
Yeah, look at that. Hey, look, Sam says if Joe promoted the show on Facebook, you guys would have thousands of listeners. I know, but he won't.
Listen,
he just won't
God
do it.
damn it, Samuel! I promote it in groups.
Easy, Joe. You'll freeze again.
Joe, are those the E-Man groups or He-Man groups?
Shut up! They're the He-Man groups. So I do. I post and I put the links. I just don't do it on my wall because, like I said, it's usually no traction. But I'll start doing it on my wall too, and we'll see if it starts getting some extra traction.
Yeah, you just throw in the link without any message.
I mean, you can always just start threatening them in the way that you did poor Rick Poe here.
Right. You notice I'm sitting on the side of evil. He's on the side of good.
Oh, by the way, notice the trash next to Joe.
It is some trash. Yeah. Oh, but also notice in the middle that's the logo of the Sylvania Toy Company. And when I talked with the owner of the place, he said his name is General Vintage, and
is that how he introduced himself to you?
Pretty much. But there's no lower thing that's ever been drawn of him, so I made a custom figure of General Vintage for the owner of Sylvania Toy Company. So he has it in there.
Did you get that to the post office too?
No, that one I was actually able to drive.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
How long ago was that?
I don't know, 6 months ago or 8 or something. Let me see.
Wow. So you are getting customs you have done for people recently.
Man.
So,
wow.
I was going to attempt to send it, but I don't know if I would screw up. Let me try.
You've never done that before. And trying to
just let me try something.
I'm just trying to think in my mind here. Like you said that was 6 or 8 months ago, and
maybe I can't remember. I'm trying to think how long it's been. Let me not mess up, Nathan. I want to try to do this.
That's all right. Okay. While you're doing that, I'll just skim through here and see if I can. Oh, yeah. July 21st, 2022. I seem to remember.
Oh, God damn it. I will get that.
Ordering a Cyclops to you. So that's almost been 2 years ago. Holy shit. How about that?
I know how to.
What about that He-Man Classic figure I sent you to make Black Star? Joe, have you turned it into
Never heard of it.
Is it Donald Duck as a He-Man character now?
I'm trying to figure out.
No, it's a Cookie Monster now.
Oh my God! I swear.
That's probably what it was. He probably repurposed it. It was probably at PowerCon as this disguised as something else.
Yeah, and Joe's putting it right there. He's just like laughing maniacally underneath that mask, quietly like, "That's that figure that you sent me for free that I didn't make up a custom out for you. I just sold it for $300 to some asshole."
Here, I think I did it right. Hold on. I'm sending it to you, Nathan. Hold on, get ready.
He's acting like he's never sent me an image on Facebook Messenger before.
He's afraid he's gonna freeze his fucking screen. He's like, I gotta remember how to do this now.
No, I never did it through the phone though. So and I had to save this image online. I had to look online. Here,
how many devices do you have?
How to send through Messenger for Dummies.
Okay, what did you say, Dushin?
How many devices do you have?
No, I got the phone here. And then the tablet here is when I'm doing the podcast.
He's got
what
like
about,
this whole
what about the laptop
set up, like it's aluminum foil and
the laptop is downstairs because that's just
Is that? Are you using that too? Oh my god!
Yeah, that's a general.
I like how Doosan laughed at it.
No, it's supposed to be a jolly character. That's his general vintage I made.
Why? Which poor figure did God sacrificed?
Triclops.
Oh my god.
So I took Triclops and I sculpted the belly and the outfit and the cuffs and the face and all.
It looks like a serial killer wearing a mask.
Admittedly, the design that's on the storefront there,
he's a jolly
job
guy
in that regard.
Yeah. So he's a jolly guy and he loves the
figure. Wait. When you look at the one on the doors, he's clearly a short character, and you increased his size. It's inaccurate.
He wanted a buff. Goddamn him, Dushin! I swear, I'd like to fly out there and punch you right in your balls. I do. I want to kick you in the balls, punch him, and then just bust your femur. Oh, that was aggressive. I apologize.
Easy, Joe. You're gonna freeze your shit again.
There.
I heard back from Ren. He had some last minute things going on, so he will not be here.
Of course not. He never shows up in these episodes. Fucking punk.
I think it's funny. It's like Joe never shows up when we talk about other stuff, and then like Ren and Rebecca are just gonna start messing. We're talking about He-Man.
Yeah,
He-Man. What the fuck's that? Don't want to talk about it. Son of a bitch. Speaking of it, let's talk about some He-Man. Let's talk about some issue 8.
Let me.
The what now?
Wait. Actually, let me show this off real quick before we jump into this.
What is that? He loves this. Dushin, explain what's happening and you sending this and what's going on.
It's an advert from one of the Brazilian Masters of the Universe comics.
Advertising chocolate to espresso?
Something like that. Well, yeah, chocolate. It says right there on the mountain. It looks like Merman gunned down Beastman for whatever bizarre reason.
It kind of does. It does look like that. But you said this is the cover or an advertisement page?
No, advertisement. Yeah, from inside the comic.
I mean, I always like anything that uses Filmation references. So overall, art-wise, it's not bad at all.
Yeah. Joe, you should clean this up. Put it on a T-shirt.
All of it, or you just want Merman and Beastman on the ground?
No,
he's not gonna do anything serious. He's gonna have like Beastman just lying there, like, oh.
Why not both?
I'll see what I can do.
Like having that He-Man on a shirt would rock, and I would still love to have the Filmation style guide Merman on his shirt, just without the gun. Like just have like that classic style guide pose that he's got.
But I mean, just this too. Like just Merman and Beastman would be.
Poor
awesome
Beastman with his broken axe. He's just there. Fuck it.
Yeah. You could potentially.
That's what it was. He fell on the axe like Garth and Wayne was like, guys, I fell on my keys.
You could potentially add in the background that weird. Disappointed two-bed from the mini comics.
Yeah. you could just combine everything, put it Man-at-Arms on there too, and just make it a big.
You know what's bizarre? You say that, Nathan, because Jen was just saying today. She said with that one, wilted-looking Man-at-Arms and that other He-Man that you had me do. She said you should do like a versus. Put him on a shirt side by side versus like a video game. It's like I'm gonna have to do it. So yeah.
But I want to hear Tyler say that as Jenny. Go ahead, Tyler.
Joe, I got this idea here. You might be able to afford to buy me a decent damn dinner. I want you to take that shitty Man-at-Arms and the shitty Too Bad. You know that game where they have like fatalities and shit. You know, they pull heads off and stuff. They got that versus screen. I want you to take them. I want you to too bad.
Yeah, it's kind of gradually turned into Vince. Yeah. Honestly,
I want you to take them. Face them off for the versus. God damn it! I think you make a lot of good money.
Well, I
know. I went from a real raspy, like Paul Mall trailer trash woman, turning Jenny from that into Vince McMahon. So Jenny, it wasn't my intention, but I'm just curious because I'm sure she's heard it. She's like, why does he have me talk like that?
Yeah.
Well, you explained it the one time. You said you weren't saying
I'm just being silly, and I'm like, it just seems like anyone who's fed up with Joe is just like, yeah, whatever. Like, why am I dating this asshole?
This asshole. It's unbelievable. Oh shit. Well, here we go with this comic, and
I will say for years before I actually owned this comic, before Heme.org put scans up and everything, I was so fascinated. Oh my god, this has got to be one of the greatest comics of all time, because like even when the description of Heme.org said this is nothing but a blatant toy commercial, these characters are featured, and it is. But I just thought because I have more an affinity for the accessories, especially for the last ones. And I just, God. Like,
isn't that heartbreaking, though, Tyler? Just the thought of we seen the Tower Tools, the Scuba Tack, and the Cliff Climber, and didn't realize these were fucking made, but not here. And then years later, you find like, son of a bitch, they made them. Because, how awesome would it to own those as a kid?
Oh, my God. I just, and seeing Mosquito flying, which is something that I that's probably the only one of the highlights of this book, even though it's not done much, but the cover, like that dynamic pose of him flying and blasting, out of his
it just looks like so much action's going to be going on. And yet when you seen him fly, because as we know, Mosquito, you've never seen him fly. He doesn't have wings. It'd be cool. But of course, the Horsemen with their Staction, I love the type of wing design they did with their Staction. But
I'm gonna, because as we're flipping through this, honestly, you guys are mentioning how the cover kind of sets us up and you have this expectation. I honestly think that the beginning of it is okay. Like what we're building towards is just like once we get there and the execution is when it kind of just goes over the hump and just completely nosedives. But I like how this starts at the beginning because much like Joe, Tyler probably agrees with this too. I like the elements that you see. They're just trying to have a nice, relaxing time.
Right.
Like Adam's taking a break from being He-Man for once.
Mm-hmm. So. And he does fish, as we've seen, like in Teela's Quest, and it's something that you can easily see him, in his pastime, with Orko, just them getting away and just enough of the Royal Palace bullshit. We're just gonna hang out and have a day off here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Scroll down here to the credits. We got Mike Carlin doing the story, Ron Wilson on pencils, Danny Bolinati,
Danny Bonaducci.
Yeah, Danny Bonaducci doing inks, Jack Morelli doing letters, Evelyn Stein on colors, and then of course we have
Ralph Macchio. I've heard Macchio and Macchio, so I think it is Macchio though, not the Ralph Macchio,
not the Ralph Macchio.
And Tom DeFalco, who is a prominent writer, and Jim Shooter. Which one of these days, me and Nathan are going to get around to talking to him.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
Editor in chief there. I've said this. His face kind of cracks me up.
Yeah, it's not.
He's saying, "You suck, Orko. You suck."
It's not the most flattering look. It almost looks like like a T-shirt design from Joe Amato.
Yeah.
I like the idea of Orko.
Yeah, Joe, you could put that. Joe, you could put it on the shirt, and you have the caption say, "You suck."
You suck. Okay, I get it. No, but this does. I'm like, it starts off good, a little lighthearted, a little fun, a little relaxed, and he's annoyed with these fucking bugs and all this shit, slapping his face. I mean, it's like little tactics and antics that you'd always see from Orko.
I could see that in Filmation too. Like if this is a Filmation begin, Orko like trying to deal with the bug and smacking himself. Like it's very easy to see that.
Sure.
I haven't. I'm trying to remember what part we come up on it, but some of the dialogue within this, I'm like, that definitely does not make sense in this.
A lot, and I blame the writer. Like the artist who worked on this did a lot of this main run of books because the art I think gets changed a little bit, or maybe it is the same, but it's.
I think only 2 issues are not done by Ron Wilson.
Yes, and I don't
definitely
mind.
see a unique depiction of somebody later that always just makes me fucking laugh and wonder what were they fucking looking at. And we'll all know it when it comes up.
I know, and for what this run of comics are, the art's not bad. It's not great by any means.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen much more offensive artwork in the mini comics and other outlets like in the various books. So the artwork is, you know, it's
serviceable.
Yeah, it is. It's average. It's not offensive, even all the way back to issue 1 and through all the other kind of random issues. Because there's a few issues like in Snakes Alive. There's a beautiful splash image of King Hiss bursting open and attacking Rio Blast. I always like that one. But this story clearly was the writer was just given, here's some new toys and accessories. And no explanation and I remember being so devastated when I read this for the first time, thinking, what the fuck? Like, I just like, you couldn't bother to tell this guy that these guys are from one faction.
Different
Snake Man with the snake logo on them.
Part of another fucking faction. Matter, did it?
Yeah,
they're just all
Joe,
together.
You picked this up probably from the newsstand when it came out. Yeah.
He probably has them on the stack.
What's that?
You probably have them on that big stack.
Pretty much.
With the Power and Honor Foundation books.
Yeah. No, obviously I seen, they were like, what the fuck are the Snake Men and the Horde doing together? What's going on? But admittedly, you know, I, as a kid, bought it hook, line, and sinker. Was like, fuck, I mean, I know a lot of these toys and you can understand what they're doing. But again, when we talked about all the accessories that we didn't get, I didn't know we were going to get them. Of course, 2 years later found out. But and always looking at Squeeze, I always felt more of like you could definitely see more of a crocodile, dinosaur, alligator vibe with this.
I do like the red teeth though.
It does look cool, and I like Squeeze no matter what. And even though like this is, you know, it doesn't make any sense, and I guess if someone could come along and say, well, you know what, technically Rattler and Tongue Lasher were working for the Horde when the statement, you know, group fell apart. And then you think like, well, how did these guys come about? Because King Hiss summoned them, you know, back to modern Eternia. So you kind of feel like, at what point does the Snake Face and Squeeze just decide, you know what, fuck it, we're going to go work undercover, you know, for Hordak, or, you know, we're pissed off at King Hiss, and it's one of those episodes where we're just going to go, you know, go work for Hordak. He's offering us more money or something like that, or.
I mean, this was just quick, and it seems so disjointed when you're just reading about like
the whole thing. There's potential because you have all these fun battlegrounds, and we'll discuss it when we're done with like the potential of that. And it just sucks to see like a lot of a good idea,
especially what you're going to see later, because the payoff. Because you're wondering when you find out here in a bit of like what's going on, and they stole something. You're like, oh my god, what did they steal, and what are we going to see? Again, we'll find that out later.
That too, because I only read this once when I first got it. I thought, oh my god, this thing fucking sucks. Going back and rereading, I had completely forgotten about what it was that Hordak stole. And I'm thinking,
like, I was like, what? And it just makes no fucking sense. They're trying to. I'm sorry.
I like the image because the Power Sword sucks. I do not like the Power Sword.
Well, I mean,
I knew Dushin was going to say that too, because I was like, that sword is really fucked
It's terrible.
Up,
well,
but very noticeable.
Just the lead up to this too, and this is not a normal sword.
Yeah,
like, I mean, come on, man. This is issue 8 too, by the way. Like,
a kid picking up a He-Man comic. I think he knows how He-Man turns into He-Man.
Pretty much.
I mean,
it's a nice splash page, but really, that's sort of like, for some reason, Ron Wilson just couldn't draw consistently the Power Sword.
No.
I don't get why couldn't Mattel provide him with a clear reference? Because swords that he drew, it's like he drew it from memory.
Yeah.
Like he saw it only once, and he's like, I got this.
Or like the figures they give him to make reference from, like He-Man has no Power Sword because he's drawing the scuba attack, the cliff climbers, and the tower tools are all correct, but the Power Sword, he's like. I mean,
but this is when we get into the whole thing of this. Oh, we're selling toys. This is basically what this is. And
most definitely.
Speaking of which, like, notice that he's not going to carry that other equipment. Just this. But that other equipment will magically pop up later on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though at the start of the comic you can see the cliff climber.
Yeah, and it's that's why I really feel like the guy who wrote this too is really like treating like kids are dumb and they're not gonna pick up on any kind of logic. It's more of it. Now, if I had gotten this,
Not just that, but because it's a Star Comics imprint, it was seen as below them by many of the Marvel.
I mean, the Silverhawk and Thundercat comics don't have. I mean, of course, I haven't read all of them, but I don't recall them being written that sloppy.
Yeah, but remember, Thundercats comics are for the most part adaptations of the episodes.
Well, which is true, but I just kind of feel like the artwork looked quite good. The dialogue was not. Then again, I haven't read every issue, so I can't make a full assumption. But I just feel like why this comic needs to be written so dumbed down because they think it's for kids, so therefore. Okay, why do we have to treat it like?
You can also bet that another element that played into this is that mindset of it's a toy commercial. I don't give a fuck.
It is because if you pay attention to this, there's a justification for every fucking thing he's using. Like, thank God I had this because I couldn't have made it without this.
Because I meant that the writers saw this as a toy commercial and went full cynical with it.
Well,
unlike later George Caragone when he came aboard and he treated his property with respect.
See that alone makes you wonder who was pushing this idea that we need to dumb this down for children, as if like they're ignoring how well written Filmation was. The mini comics for the most part were really fucking good. Why do we take this subgroup of comic books that Marvel is making a lot of money off of kids? Buying, Spider-Man and X-Men and Avengers, we're going to make this subgroup on comics based on children's properties, but treat it as like it doesn't count. You think how well G.I. Joe and Transformers was targeted towards that same group of kids, and yet.
Yeah, but remember with the G.I. Joe, nobody wanted to touch it at first, so Larry Hama took it upon himself to write the comic.
So
later with Transformers, same thing. Nobody wanted to touch it, so Bob Budiansky took it upon himself.
Okay, that again verifies my point. With the writer that came on with the last two issues of this series, and you got Larry Hama and Budiansky, and you're like, okay. You guys clearly took it upon yourselves to treat this with some dignity and say, look, we have some potential to write some really good stories with these characters that even if they were made up to them, let's make the best of this. This guy who's writing these stories, like almost, it's like he is doing it for a job, maybe. Because I feel like...
because there's also that, like, for example, on Transformers comics, the only reason Don Perlin, the artist, did some of the issues is purely because there was no other work available. So there's also that, like, there's only this. Okay, I'll take the job, whatever, and move on to some better thing.
Well, and that's fine because a lot of guys who got into the business were always given, like, I think Mark Bagley, my favorite artist, was given the Visionaries comic. It's his first bit of official work with Marvel. I'm sure he could give two shits about Visionaries, but still, it's Mark Bagley. Yeah. And you have to do your best. And I'm thinking, like, okay, if this guy is given the He-Man comic book series, I want you to write the stories, original stories, with whatever you want with these characters, come up with something good. You still, like a toy advert, I have no problem with them advertising this whole lineup of toys because I feel like this is issue number 8, correct?
Yeah. 8.
Number 7, which is Ninjor, Clamp Champ, Blast Attack, Scareglow, Faker, all in the same issue. And King Randor, big toy advertisement, but I'm all behind it because it's just you can still advertise the toys and accessories and still tell a compelling story.
Right.
I feel like there's no excuse that you got these awesome accessories used in these various terrains that tell a great action adventure story, and instead it's just like the most incoherent, poorly written. Like, yeah, boss.
Factions are wrong. Everything.
Yeah,
is wrong.
It's just like you clearly phoned this one in.
It's for kids. Don't overthink it.
That might be, I mean, honestly, that would be maybe a good question, as you said, if we meet Jim Shooter, because he's editor-in-chief here, ask him about it and see, could you...
How did you let this happen, Jim? How dare you?
Yeah, just take issue 8 and just slam it down in front of him.
Yeah. You
What the fuck is
Look at this shit. Look at this shit. You approve this, you bastard.
Now, I want you to pay me to rewrite this for you for Marvel.
I want you to call Tom DeFalco. Bring him in here. We'll settle this once and for all.
Because I just feel like it's so unfair to sit there and say that, okay, if everyone else kind of got to have like their own, and I'm sure Marvel was not, and just to make sure it's kid friendly. That's probably all they're caring about. Which they had to make sure Spider-Man and X-Men were kid friendly too, as long as it's approved by the Comics Code in terms of adult content stuff like that. Which,
let me ask you this question then. All right, so hypothetically, let's say that you as a writer get hired on to work during this time at Marvel Comics. Obviously, you would want to be like, I want to work on Spider-Man. I want to work on X-Men, whatever. And instead, they plop something down like this in front of you that, I mean, this is just a hypothetical. They plop that down in front of you. It's Star Comics, so it's already a step below in most people's opinion and view of it. That, yes, we want you to work on this. I mean, there would be a part of you that would be a little deflated, right? Or are you going to be like, you know what, I'm going to come at this 1,000%?
Because so many of the greats who've worked at Marvel and DC were always a lot of times given something that they did not want, and that's kind of the test. It's like, you know what? Well, we have what we think is our current best artist and writer on our flagship book. We're not just going to take some random guy off the street who draws pretty good. He's got some work to be done to improve, or his writing skills are not that great. We will give him this project because it's something we can afford to put a new guy on.
Right.
And if that starts to turn over a little bit more, or they find what his work is pretty impressive with what he did with that character in that story arc, okay, put him on Captain America. See what he can do with that. And you let them know, hey, I really would love to work on Amazing Spider-Man. That would be my dream to either write or draw on that one. But you've got to be willing. Like I said, Mark Bagley working on Visionaries. I guarantee was not something he was that too keen on. But look, it got him at the door to work at Marvel. And if you're going to do that, you got to give it your fucking best.
But that's so you're saying you would be like kind of right there. You would give as the best effort that you could.
Absolutely.
No matter what.
If I was put in this position, and Muppet Babies, I love Muppet Babies. This was also a Star Comics. If I was told, well, Tyler, we're just going to give you Muppet Babies to work on right now. Like, we can't really put you on anything. I was like, all right.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. I will write the best fucking Muppet Baby story I can come up with, for like the next 12 months. Because I would love to work on He-Man, or I want to work on Thundercats or Silverhawks, or any of these other titles that, you know what, it'd be a snowball's chance in hell for me to ever work on. But I want my name to be noticed. I want my writing to be remembered.
Yeah.
So that way when you're thinking about, okay, this book's not really working out, we need to have a different writer on this.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what any artist, like Todd McFarlane, that wasn't given like, Amazing Spider-Man, like right off the bat. Like he had to work his way to that. All the greats did.
What about you, Joe? Because you and I are kind of same personalities. I feel like I would be kind of deflated and sort of give maybe not 100% my best. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And see, with something like this, I mean, obviously I'm looking at just with the eyes of, if I could be given a chance to do this, I'm looking at this and guarantee Mattel is telling them, all right, I want you to put in all these 3 new accessories we have. There's these new characters, and they're coming up with the story that, as you're going to see as we go further and further on, is trying to justify every reason of why they're using it. And that's why you see these idiotic things with like how they have to travel through the water, how they're going to climb up this cliff that's going to be impossible. He couldn't make it without these. They're just shoving it down your throat, even though it's like, okay, you're going to see later, how does Hordak get there? Why couldn't they fly the Wind Raider there? It's just like, it's just so fucking idiotic. It's annoying.
But by the way, what's going on with Rio Blast?
I don't know.
So
scoliosis, Rio Blast.
He's fat.
Yeah, so Orko has left Adam. Adam's like,
because he was told to go back.
Yeah, he was told to go back. He's come back, and everyone's turned to stone. We have
so we pretty much
everyone's stoned
and fat bastard Rio Blast here.
Yeah,
just unique poses. It's like different.
Like he was in the middle of taking a big shit or getting ready to.
Yeah.
And you're gonna.
But even the king and queen have been turned to stone.
Yeah.
Even though Marlena and Randall are looking in different directions, like they couldn't have both looked at snake face.
Hey, come on, spoilers. We don't know who did this, Deucen. Come on.
It also looks like Randall was impaled
some other snake man.
You see how the spirit looks like it's impaled Marlena's head?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's this is something that you know what they waste Snakeface with this whole like subplot. With
hey, we haven't got there. We don't know who did this, Tyler. Come on,
just
spoilers.
wait till we get to
some name a snake man.
Well,
wait till you see the perpetrator.
Who did this?
How does something made
The
out of metal
unnamed
turn
one.
to stone? How does the power tools turn to stone?
Yeah, fucking nothing makes sense. But it's gonna be menacing when you see the perpetrator. When you see who that is. When we
never mind that question. The real question is how come the weight of that tool doesn't knock Man-at-Arms down?
I know what you mean. Just the weight, just tip him over.
Yeah, he should have just been leaning forward.
I don't know. Jesus Christ.
But I like this. It didn't work. Man-at-Arms is still a statue. If my magic doesn't work on these stiffs, there's nothing I can do. What a drag. And I'm like, what?
This must have been inspiration for Netflix.
Yeah. I will say I do enjoy this aspect.
Me too. It's very
the Octopus Man.
Yeah. Well,
it's what you think because you know it's.
With that scene as a kid, and I don't know about you, Tyler, but when he used the scuba attack into Squeeze, I was like, did he fucking cut into him? I thought it was blood at first.
Thought that was,
yes, he did.
It does look like that, yeah.
Dead.
Yeah.
Dead. Which, and this too, like He-Man's got the head shield to protect his head, and yet he's struggling to breathe with bubbles. Like, okay, at what point do bubbles, the shield that keeps your head covered and so you can breathe? It's just like it's
here's another bad part. Those furry trunks and those furry boots are going to get soggy.
Well,
Jesus Christ.
Is that hair on his ass? and this
I don't know. From here we can't tell. It looks a little blurry.
Jesus Christ.
But it's such a great opportunity to have a great underwater battle that's just not really given full potential here. It's just not, and plus it just looks like when he just. I'm just gonna go ahead, just punch him. Like it's just.
At least a good old punch did it. The scuba attack didn't do it, but that did knock him out. Dragged his neck. Up. Snapped his neck. Brought his ass up there.
First he drilled his liver, and now he snapped his neck.
Pretty much, he's dead. Let's see the next page.
Oh yeah,
now we get the whole explanation of holy shit. Good thing I got this to go up with.
Except he didn't have that thing. It just showed up there.
Here it is.
Unless from the previous panel, maybe he drug Squeeze back to the place where they were fishing and all the equipment is at.
Then drag him back here.
Yeah.
Whatever works.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
I don't know, and I look at that, and I love this.
Also,
the shot.
Let Tyler get his thought out there.
No, I love how there's liver. He pierces his liver. I just love here. There's just
the animation.
The animation. He pierced the liver.
Speaking of animation, the thing is,
I can hear
He-Man doesn't
smiling as he's saying this right now.
He-Man doesn't need this equipment to climb. We saw him before climb with his bare hands.
But what about his lever? He can't climb with his lever.
That's right. We got to promote these toys, though. God
well,
damn
maybe his fingers hurt, and he couldn't do it.
What's that? He meant my fingers hurt.
Yeah. No, his back's
your back's gonna hurt.
Landscaping duty. I thought there was going to be some good action here, though. I was getting giddy about it because I was like, hey, we've seen the cover.
Yeah, because this has got so much potential with this. And just the shot of He-Man looking up at this, and I love, like, mountain scenes in He-Man. Even though they're not really explored a whole lot, I just feel like there's a lot of fun to be had with a rocky terrain or a mountain climb, and you've got a battle that's going to take place on this mountain. And I love that it's just kind of observing, like, okay, this is going to be a challenge here.
And it brought it back to the cover because, as we said so many times, what you see on a cover is never in the comics. So it's like, okay, it's bringing it back. Maybe we're getting it.
Wait a second. How did Hordak get on top?
Spoiler! You're
spoilers, man. We haven't gotten there yet.
The unnamed one. How did the unnamed one get on top?
Well, hey, now we're going back to the fucking
explain that. How does metal become stone, Deucen?
And now we're back here. And Orko's still trying some shit. But at least one of his spells worked. He got a big ass pillow that he saved him with. But we're gonna be getting ready
But
for.
Look at the amount of dialogue as he's falling.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the next page for the.
I'm a failure, a jerk. I can't even help my best friends in the
He's
hour.
Steve Martin. That's what he is.
And Ted Becerra is reading this. He's going like, this genius. Character development.
I know. That's what he's doing right. He's like, Rob, come on in here. I got our season 3 all figured out right now.
Kevin, look at this shit.
And he
I
kept
mean,
making
really-
that.
Well, I mean, just this. The heavy silent type, huh? Man at arms. Sorry about
It's
that.
so
I promise to
stupid.
be more careful. I'm just gonna sit
Yeah.
here and wait for He-Man to get back. He'll know
all,
what to
all
do.
this right here needed to be cut out. There is
Yeah.
no reason for any
Everybody-
of
What
this.
Why did he even push Man at Arms back up? Like, imagine if he started falling forward.
What's that?
What?
Oh,
What?
I got lost. Like we all went.
No.
What?
Or why did he push Man at Arms back right up?
I just want to
Yeah,
stand him up. God,
I don't know.
Who the
Hey,
fuck?
the way-
I mean,
the way-
again, this whole.
We
this
don't know
whole
what's
scene,
going on. Nothing
it's
makes sense.
And the way that the equipment is like, he's going to start falling forward.
Absolutely.
Let's see
like,
this
like,
next
like
page.
the Tin Man and Wizard of Oz, like side to side, and
Oh, okay. Well, now we get back to this. So at least there is some more action, a little more back and
now
forth.
I would much rather prefer Mosquito be a menace without having to blast something out of his nose, like he's flying around like
and
attacking.
talking about when he's gonna blast to drain him, because as you know, we're used to that.
the
When he
needle
puts that on
to
somebody.
pierce someone's body.
Exactly.
To
So
drain them,
this
yeah.
blasting was weird and different, but hell, as we've seen in earlier comics, he's had fucking scare glow flying like Superman. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, it's just again, this guy is just looking at these toys like he's never bothered to research
Yep.
even the style guide that is presented to tell you what these guys are, where they come from, what the powers are.
He-Man's
And-
but got a little sting of his own though, and now he
But
blasts
yeah,
Mosquito
yeah.
to his death.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say it was a long fall, but Deadly Mosquito will be quite all. Oh no!
Yeah, let us know that, yeah.
well.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
don't
just
worry,
imagine
he's
it's
actually
like
dead.
a Muppet scream on the way down.
Splat.
He's actually dead at the bottom of it. It's like, no,
And you
he's
can-
okay. Nothing
And
to
you
see
just
here.
you get the whole Wile E. Coyote like.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes. Oh shit! Next one. And look,
Oh,
who's
here
at
we
the
go.
top already. Fucking
How
Hordak
did-
there the whole time.
How did he get there?
Right, that's what I mean. That's what's so stupid about how they had to write and ham fist about these goddamn accessories. That's the only way he could have made it. But Hordak's there.
I
What
would
the fuck are we
assume
talking
that
about?
Hordak probably
And why
just
is he
turned
there?
into a rocket and flew to the top.
I just
No,
don't
this
know.
Hordak can't transform for some
Yeah.
reason until
don't know
George
that.
Caragone came.
You don't know that.
It's like what
Until who
fucking
came?
matters.
Until George Caragone took over the writing duties.
what's his name again?
George Caragone.
The way Deucin says it is it's like in True Lies when Arnold's
Well, go ahead. Now wait. Now zoom
Do
in
it.
because you got to see the dialogue
Do it.
because we find out about
Yeah,
what
yeah,
the fuck was stolen.
That's why I so want. I'm sorry, Joe, but I so want to hear like Deuce and like do like romantic lines, like do a small. Slide your nylons off one by one. No, turn around.
Show me your teeth.
No. You got to be like the French. guy.
No.
Take off your panties.
No, I want Deuce to say that in his voice, like he's doing voiceover for like, take off your panties one by one.
Yeah, talk seductively for us, Deucin.
Yeah.
Jenny.
Hey, oh, you tell about my baby.
She's mine now.
She belongs to him.
Oh man.
But go ahead, zoom in because remember, the Hordak said he stole something from back at the
Man at
palace.
Arms. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like-
Wait, I mean, just the whole thing too. You are a guest in my neighborhood. How may I make you feel at home?
I mean, just this
Some
is the most
bad
absurd
dialogue.
dialogue. Oh
Yeah.
my god! And
Needed
I'm
to-
thinking, like, it's again. I'll spend the whole time, Jim, you approve this horse shit? Look at this bubble right. You said this is okay.
Simply needed to borrow something from your prosperous hometown, He-Man. It was as simple as that, I assure you.
This is like
how did he know this thing was there? How the fuck does, as you're going to see, become a part of nothing makes sense of this origin of the buzzsaw. It is so
listen, Joe.
dumb.
Listen, Joe. Hordak read the script. Hordak read the script. That's how he knew.
I guess so, because it's terrible.
Hordak wasn't there to borrow no cup of sugar, you know.
It is wretched. It's look at this.
It's so I can show you these.
Woo! It's just so goddamn dumb.
He-Man's smiling about it.
Yeah.
It's hurt straight from my neck.
He's like,
this is all you stole? This was it? Right here? This is the fucking thing? It's terrible.
How is it? Page. If he stole that, how is it perfectly fitted to?
That's what I mean.
Like, it didn't have painted logo of the Horde.
Everything is there with it. Like it's. Did he make it for you, Hordak? Nothing makes sense. It's that bad. Terrible fucking origin.
Did he commission Matt Arms to make it under a fake name?
He didn't pay or something like that. I'm gonna steal it now. He didn't pay up. And look at God. So now you find out who it is.
Snake face, man.
He's got that Muppet face.
What is that? Wait,
it's more close face. Yay.
A t-shirt.
That right there, that is the most offensive look of Snake face.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen. Even worse than the old man looking face in the mini comic. This one is
like he looks like he's smiling. Like
what was he? That's what I mean. What was he looking at for reference?
He is smiling.
He's
what was the reference point?
That's never made it without fighting.
It never made sense to me. That's why I said, what was the reference for him to do that? What did he see to say, I'm going to draw this?
I guess it's so so you don't see the snakes that.
But still, you've seen how he looks when they're not popped out before.
I felt like there was no excuse to not draw eyes and teeth right there. Like he was getting too literal with like this when you pull the snakes back in the back. It's just these holes. Like, it's just like, you know, there's no excuse, guy.
You should just show this image and then cut the dialogue from Christmas Story. It's smiling at me.
Yeah, and everyone starts laughing.
Yeah. God. Right. Yeah, it's pretty. I love that, Joe. Yes. Clean this up and put this on a shirt.
Okay, you got it. You got it, definitely.
The happy snake face.
Yeah.
God, it's terrible.
I'll make it like a shitty variant, you know, with retro play. Buy a happy snake face.
Oh my God!
What a shitty Origins figure that'd be.
Look at this. And it's like now it blasts out instead of just the gaze. Why is everything they do a blast?
Yeah, everything's blasting. It's like they clearly just. It's sword and sorcery. Like it's not fucking, you know, Logan's Run here.
Oh my God. Oh shit!
So he's deflecting all these buzzsaws.
And look, a bazillion come out. He thought it was just one.
And he's used that before. The spinning like sword reflection has been used. I forgot what issue it was where He-Man did that. I don't know if it was issue 1.
Maybe you're thinking of Hordak's Hurricane Power.
No, He-Man did that. He-Man did that.
Also,
there's one issue where He-Man is doing this one other time where his hand is spinning in every direction, reflecting. Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
I want to say I think it's one of the early issues though. Like it's on issue 1 or 2 or something.
Well, Joe, you got him right there beside of you. Just go ahead and pull one out and flip through it.
This is one time I don't have him right next to me. But yeah, I like that with just the buzzsaw. I'm like, no, he's got a bazillion of these.
It makes you wonder.
Where are they coming from? What
absolutely,
is happening?
That I feel like kind of it's just like, dude, this should have been like safe for like this big climactic battle on the mountain, and then when Hordak, you know, thinks he's, you know, on the ropes, like he just, you know, pulls the buzzsaw out and just, you know, obliterate.
You know what's even worse, though, Tyler, is like what's worse, Tyler, is if this is supposed to be to sell the toys and all the shit, well, that's sure fucking misleading. The kids would be like, I don't have 10 buzzsaws. I got one.
Yeah, we got, all right, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would assume that these probably count.
There's another one in the corner.
Oh, yeah, so that would be 6.
Let's get to the
next he's deflected those, so we won't count those. Right. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So
Whatever.
It sounds
Also,
like a machine
look
gun
at-
coming out of his chest.
Yeah.
Look how all of a sudden He-Man is just moving forward nonchalantly.
I don't even know.
It really
Yeah.
it pretty much just makes Hordak's buzzsaw gimmick very irrelevant when He-Man's just trading it like it's a fart in the wind.
This is rough.
And to not have it at all, like, I'll wait and I'll bring it up when we're trying to fix it.
No,
I hate you.
Look,
Yeah,
this
no.
brilliant dialogue.
Curse you. I hate you.
Maybe George Lucas read this and was like, you know what, perfect. For
I got an idea for
episode
Revenge
3.
of the Sith.
Yeah.
I hate you.
Oh God, yeah.
I
Oh,
hated
yeah,
the
that
damaged
means right.
Man-at-Arms machine, but I had no choice.
That's right. They're gonna go to their death now. He's gonna take him off that cliff. Only a savior. Something could happen.
Is he?
'Cause he-
What's he doing? Like, look at his left arm, Hordak's left arm, on the other panel, on the middle panel. No, next page.
Oh, okay.
Like, is he trying to just
Hammer
beat the
fist.
He's
shit
gonna
out of-
punch him. That's what you do. You
Yeah.
Slamming
hammer
that fist. I
Hammer
hate you.
fist. It's just gonna hammer him right in the fucking face over and over. And then we cut back to Orko because remember,
And He-Man says, I knew
Prince
it.
Adam told him something, and then now Orko's gonna remember this. So finally, a fucking spell's gonna work. We're gonna figure out some shit here.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
going on?
He-Man said knew how
Yep.
to get a hold of him if I ever needed any help. I need help
Yeah,
badly.
because
so-
Snakeface lets him know there's only one thing that can
Yeah,
stop
that was
And I'm
dog
thinking,
shit.
how
Why
do
would
you
you
know
say
that?
that? How does he know? And why would you tell him?
Right here.
This,
And why would Snakeface immediately this brand new character like I have a weakness, He-Man's powers.
I'm
I'm
Why
gonna
do you
tell
think-
you
How
right
is he-
now.
How is he even talking clearly with that snake protruding out of his mouth?
fuck. Oh dear God. Well, anyways, you see what
I mean, I
Orko
don't
will do
know.
here.
Joe talks pretty well all the time with.
With his mouth full. Yeah,
Food,
Joe, how do you do
hey,
it?
I'm putting lots of food in my mouth. I do that.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
shit.
you put a lot of like pickle-sized objects in your mouth, and you're
Objects. Oh, for fuck's sake.
What? I feel kind of funny.
what the?
What
Like-
the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
He-Man was like, oh no, I'm
Yeah,
getting
do some-
aroused.
Edit this too, like you did with when Tyler and I were doing Brave and
The
the Bold
Hawkman,
on Friday. Which, by the way, if none of you here watching live have checked that out, yeah, go check that out. Dudes made some alterations to one of the pages that we covered, but you should edit this too and just be like, "What the fuck?" That'd be
Oh
good.
no, when
Christ.
Hordak falls. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, right here. Like He-Man's
Son of a
gone,
bitch.
and now Hordak's just gonna.
Like he's standing in midair like a lunatic.
Yeah.
You know,
And
Hey, but-
Mosquito saves the
He's there
day.
to-
He
yeah.
He's alive!
puts him
What
right
did I
in
And
miss?
Snake is like,
Squeeze just
Squeeze.
standing there
Squeeze,
scratching
dude,
his
dude,
head.
I thought. Come on, dude.
Squeeze is okay too. They're all alive. Yay. Happy ending.
I thought Deuce of all people knew who all these characters were. Who are you, Ren
Yeah.
McKenzie?
Hey, it's a crocodile head.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's go.
I'm surrounded by idiots. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know, Hordak. You look pretty fucking stupid, right? there.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Right.
Mosquito and Squeeze have done a pretty good job in this issue. Hordak hasn't done shit.
Yeah, you and your 78 buzzsaws coming out of your chest didn't do anything. Oh boy.
Oh, bam. Here's He-Man.
Holy shit,
Actually,
He-Man.
you should put that on a shirt too, man. I mean, just look at it.
Oh,
like-
look at Orko's
I
head
like-
now. God,
It's
he's
just
got a
what's
humongous
crazy.
head.
What you see is all this talking. They're all discussing, but as you see in one of these panels, he's talking about, well, wow, Snakeface is, like surprised. We could do this now. It's like, what is he just stand there all, but everybody else can talk and have a conversation. But
Yeah.
apparently, Snakeface is still shocked. It's just their way to let him talk.
So shocked that he says, "Holy smoke! It's
Yeah.
He-Man."
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, he
He-Man's
he
like,
unfreezes.
Are you here for the cup of sugar?
God.
This is bad. So he
Yeah.
unstones Man at Arms. And he doesn't look
What
happy
is
about
it?
it either.
What happened to his
Ah.
hairline right there?
Fucking
Yeah.
stoners.
You would think
Orko
too,
looks-
like when Man at Arms is brought back. I mean, I guess maybe that's like but you would think Man at Arms would probably either fall forward or fall backward because he's just coming to. Yeah. Oh,
well,
boy.
Orko gets the treatment right here because he looks back, and of course, He-Man will, or well, you'll see, not He-Man, Man at Arms will do something
that's just another again mindless scene here that Orko avoids the entire time he's facing off with Snakeface, and all suddenly he's just like, oh fuck.
makes no sense. But we get to see something in action, though. Hey, and we get the name of it, the Tower Tools. So now we know. It's like,
but which is the most redundant fucking thing in this entire story of Man at Arms taking Orko across the palace to an adjacent tower to where He-Man's at to put him right back in the same fucking room he just pulled him from.
But it gets even worse. Look at where the hook attaches. Keep that in mind when we see. Keep that in mind when we see the next page.
All right. Plus, he could have killed Orko with this idea. Hey, I got an idea. You imagine he throws him and he falls off the zip line.
But that's just telling you, as a child, what you can accomplish with the Cliff Climber.
And zoom in real quick. I think that one dialogue. Wait, zoom in on the dialogue with Orko right in the first. Go.
Where?
Yeah, go lower. He says something where he insults Orko, and I was like,
"Oh yeah, can't believe this little dummy actually looked back at Snakehead guy, man."
Right, and I was like, "It just happened to you, you dumb fuck!" And he's sitting there insulting Orko. I was like,
"No, no, it didn't. You're lying."
You're lying. What a dick! They made Man at Arms sound like a dick when he said that. I was like, okay. But yeah, now we get to.
But
the next
also
panel.
too, we're just relying on this little piece of Orko's hat to go. Across.
Don't worry about it.
Forget about it, huh? You just go to the next fucking panel over
and look, all of a sudden the rope goes through the room.
Yeah, exactly. It was hooked on the window on the outside, but now it's going through. You're right. Look.
Oh my god.
Clink. Whatever. Who cares? Nobody
Tom DeFalco should have been fired.
And apparently Orko's enough to fucking almost knock fucking Snakeface out. Oh god. Oh, this is great. But he got him. He deflected it.
This is the reason that Tom and DeFalco.
What was he even stating out loud? Was he even stating out loud that he's dazed? I'm dazed.
Well, everybody says that.
I need to take a shit, He-Man. Could you hold a bit?
Nothing makes sense here. Oh, Christ. Get to the next one.
Yeah.
Also, what eyes?
Yeah, that's true. There are no eyes.
Yeah.
You should have just been like, my snakes.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, there you go. We get him stoned.
Yeah.
And there's your ending. La-di-da-di-da. Hordex at the end.
Wait, hang on, man. Let's scroll down. It has some more dialogue. Listen, it'd be best to set about revitalizing the Eternian heroes who are just toned to stone here, because I'm sure we'll be hearing from that pest Hordak before long. Ha ha ha. This is like it's like NES ending.
Yeah.
He made nasty drawings of the heroes.
There you go. And we don't even get to see Snout Spout and
nobody else.
Rio Blast.
Nobody else interesting.
Man. All right, so I'll ask this.
Rating?
Yeah, let's give it a rating out of 10.
Okay, I like seeing, of course, some shit in there, like especially seeing all the accessories of the Scuba Tack, Cliff Climber, Tower Tools. I mean, it's kind of a bonus, but the story was pretty goddamn horrendous. The start where it could have been good just fell off a fucking cliff, no pun intended. I just give it like, fuck, I'm generous if even giving it a 3. I really didn't. Yeah, so 3. Yeah.
Tyler, what about you?
It's all about seeing the characters that I love so much and the accessories that are hardly underused. And I give it a 3.5 only just because if none of that stuff is featured, I give it a fucking 0 because the story is so fucking terrible. But just seeing the illustrations of all those things in there, like you know what? I'll make it a 3 too. I'm not even gonna give it a half. There's no excuse when other stories that came before this one were better. Yeah, and even the stories that came after this, actually, because it's the one where Hordak and He-Man get amnesia and they end up helping each other out. Like, that's. Have you read that one, Nathan?
I haven't read that one.
Okay, that's kind of where the stories started to get a little bit better. Like the tone started to shift a little bit more.
Because that's when the new writer took over.
Yes.
Like first he took over with the Hadestones issue.
Which
I remember that one.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on that issue. The artwork's kind of sloppy in that one too, but
yeah.
But you gave a 3. So you gave a 3, Tyler. I did it.
Yeah.
What about you, Dushin?
I give it 10 minus 7.
Okay, so 3 and
I actually in my head 3. I think 3 is all
Isn't that
around.
weird that we? Yeah,
Well,
that's kind of
cool. It has its positives to it as we were going through. Like I like the idea of He-Man being underwater with Scuba Attack and Squeeze and that battle. That's badass. Like it's got its moments, but yeah, the story is just too inconsistent. So we'll move on to the aspect of let's make it better. Let's fix it. And how would you guys keeping kind of, I guess, maybe sort of a basic layout of what we got in the book, but let's retool some things and make this a better, more coherent story.
There was things they could have eliminated, like we did not. If they were to steal,
you know what you could eliminate? The writer.
or my point, you could do too. No, but
we're the writer now, Dewson. Come on.
Yeah, but if anything, I don't like the idea of them stealing from the palace this fucking idiotic thing for Hordak. Hordak should have just been there with showing up with this to show some new fucking thing he had. Could have stole something from somewhere else. Maybe they didn't even need that. But if they were to have something to where they understood that there's the Snake Man and the Evil Horde, why couldn't you have just wrote a story like it? Since we know it, as Tyler and I and you know, all of us know that. Get it? Where maybe yes, they could have worked together to try to accomplish something, to do something, instead of just having them all slammed together for no fucking apparent reason. Everybody already being stoned, but I would absolutely eliminate the whole goddamn thing with the buzzsaw. That should not have been there with how they did it. That was just fucking moronic. But there's more that could have been done. I mean, like I said, Tyler has ideas. Dushin, I mean, there's a lot. Well,
yeah, go ahead, Tyler. What ideas do you have?
They address this area that they're in as the territories, like
many times.
And I feel like that should have been like the focus, like this uncharted area that the heroes are unfamiliar with, and that somewhere beyond is like a lost castle that's been neglected, for years on top of the mountain. That Hordak and King Hiss have made a temporary alliance of like, look, we know we've got to get to this territory. There's something like a great power, knowing full well they'll just betray each other, much like how Hordak and Skeletor, King Hiss and Skeletor always do. So like dispatching, the new warriors, Mosquito, Snakeface, and Squeeze to kind of guard, as they're kind of going along here, Squeeze, all right, you watch out for this area as we continue on. Then Snakeface, you stay here, and Mosquito, you stay here, and I felt like maybe dispatching a lot of the equipment at the Royal Palace.
Right there, Tyler, what you just said, that's a perfect idea. So if they're all guarding these territories in different spots, that's when, He-Man could have been highlighted using the Cliff Climber.
Yeah.
Man-at-Arms could have came from another area with the Scuba Attack, like they're trying to infiltrate from different directions.
That was my logic. And then you're building up to the mountain battles, and then using the tower tools at this like isolated castle that has got like this stone weapon or a power source that Hordak and King Hiss want. They're exploring it, and when they finally make it up there, you implement the tower tools of kind of like, holy shit, I got to get to the other side of the castle before they go down. They're going and just cross right over to the tower with it or something, and using the Cliff Climber. And I thought of like when I'm looking at that panel of He-Man looking at that mountain, I'm thinking like the Princess Bride, the Cliffs of Insanity, this massive mountainside that you got to climb up, and that's what Mosquito has been given to guard to keep anyone from getting up to the mountain where the castle's at. And I just feel like, using this, and I even thought too, like of having like, Man-at-Arms or Teela, and if everyone else had been turned to stone, which I kind of feel like, that doesn't need to happen. In fact, nothing at the Royal Palace other than they sent in like Mosquito to go in and dispatch the Wind Raider. Anything that could be used for aircraft, like the Sky Sleds, the Wind Raider, the laser bolts, any aerial assault vehicles would be dispatched.
So it forces more of, hey, let's use these newer
yes,
things.
yes.
That's what makes you use it exactly.
That they've got this map that says like, look, there's this massive river we have not checked out. We've got this mountain that we without aerial assault we have no way of scaling, and there's an uncharted castle we know nothing about. Look, if the point is to get these toys over, you got to find some sort of force way to work them in a story that really doesn't call for, well, you got tower tools, a mountain attack gear, and underwater gear.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot.
Because they didn't get it over in this. They did not
that's what
get them over.
You do kind of have to force in certain ways to justify getting He-Man into the water, or Man-at-Arms with the tower tools, or something that.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, so everybody's taking a different way to get there so they can all arrive. They don't know which way, who's going to do it, but they do it to infiltrate. Yeah, there could have been great potential. It could have been a good story, but it was a hot mess. I
still would have included the Buzzsaw Hordak because if the point is to get over the gimmick, look, I'm not a fan of that gimmick at all. I think it's pretty lame, honestly.
Yeah, it's like you could just have it from the start to at least show to use, but yeah.
I would say it for the battle at the castle. Like he's trying to take out, so-and-so with the tower tools. And he fires the buzzsaw, and it just as He-Man lands in the tower, he severs the tower tool to where he's cut off from Man-at-Arms who got him over.
Yeah.
Now he's all by himself.
So now then you get the buzzsaw gimmick over too.
Without stealing it and having the shit of 100.
Which I feel like that battle on the mountain, he should have destroyed the cliff climber with the buzzsaw. Like the buzzsaw tore it up. He-Man's got to take it off and now fight hand to hand or with his power.
That way you wouldn't. But if you did that, we wouldn't have seen fucking 500 goddamn buzzsaws come out of him in this fucking great comic.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's one and done. You make it have an impact. Like it's like a finisher in wrestling. You don't do it multiple times throughout the match. There's no.
Hey, don't tell the guys wrestling today that.
I know. I'm just saying, but I just feel like there was so much potential that could have been done. With this. An epic underwater battle, an epic mountain battle, and then one big castle battle.
Let's kind of dig into that a little bit. The underwater battle, like obviously He-Man's. You were saying He-Man's going to be underwater. Are you still kind of maintaining the whole thing with Squeeze, or would it be something else?
I would love to see Squeeze underwater, but because he is an anaconda, essentially. That's the kind of snake he's taking. So an anaconda warrior, like underwater, fighting He-Man, crushing, like that battle should end with like the scuba attack lasting a while, but he crushes like the oxygen tanks in the scuba attack to make him like, oh my God, like I got to get this thing off and then take this guy on hand to hand. Like,
because that's almost the highlight of this comic was their fight. That was pretty much.
And I think of the Errol McCarthy artwork that he did of He-Man and Squeeze fighting with the scuba attack, like underneath that kind of like swampy water, scene that he did, and I just like there's so much fun to be had about that. Like really, you build up Squeeze, like he tears apart the scuba attack, and then He-Man has to take him out with a punch, whatever, pulls him to shore. He goes on, and then you cut next to Man-at-Arms is trying to scale the cliffs of insanity, and here comes Mosquito like flying around like destroying the rocks, and it's starting to fall down. And eventually he's going to latch on to Man-at-Arms and try and pierce his skin and drain his energy, and he falls to his death or something like that. Not that he would, but then He-Man
on the cover, the death of Man-at-Arms.
Yeah, or just that's the intention of instead of just blasting because he's got a nose, it looks like he would shoot blast or blast out of his hands and all this other shit. It's just like no, let's make him more deadly. You don't want him making contact with you, much like Leech. You don't want Leech to touch you. You don't want Mosquito to grab a hold of you and pierce your skin and drain your blood / energy. And being that you're on a mountainside with not a whole lot of protection other than this armor, that if he destroys from the rocks and stuff like that, or it could be, just such wasted opportunity. It could be so fucking good with a climax in a big castle.
Yeah.
Or have Clamp Champ in the scuba attack to play off the box art. Right here. You guys don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know. I got mine.
Yeah, but for anyone else,
there.
see Clamp Champ's taking on Faker in that box art right there. Like, see this kind of battle here, with Squeeze, something like that. That would just because I love Clamp Champion doing little nods and stuff like that. But keeping the cast simple, it really doesn't need to be that elaborate. I think you can still tell a good story with just He-Man and Man-at-Arms.
Yeah.
Maybe even,
I would like to have had Extendar or something, because he's such a missed opportunity. It was like a missed opportunity for me. With being already stoned like that, I could just see if anybody could have engaged with Snakeface. And imagine Snakeface going for the glare, and Extendar puts that shield and it opens up, reflects it back to him if they wanted to try that. But he's never had a lot of good time to shine. Again, no pun intended with his armor, but
he would have been good. Go ahead, Deucen.
Also, with Extender, would Snakeface's power even work on him?
That's what would be cool to see, is just something different like that. He would try it and realize this is somebody he couldn't stop. He wouldn't be able to turn to stone. It would
so it kind of puts him over too, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It would just be nice to have Extendar getting a little bit, like you said, being put over more instead of mocked by so many people or dismissed like this.
See, it would have worked so much better if they hit, instead of, obviously they would be turned to stone in my version, but you use this cast of characters, because I feel like they were really pushing Rio Blast, Snout Spout, and Extendar in some of these issues. Make them the group with He-Man and Man-at-Arms that are going through the various areas of the territories, and they all work their way up to the mountains. Extendar can get up because he can extend his arms and legs and help climb up, as He-Man or Man-at-Arms is using the cliff climber, and they're all trying to avoid, it's Snout Spout's climbing the mountain, Rio Blast climbing, He-Man, and Mosquito is just flying around. Just causing shit, getting these guys trying to fall to their deaths. Well, because
it kind of, with his character and within the name, it makes you think of just how we are when it comes to mosquitoes. Or
you're swatting.
You're swatting away. They're a constant pest, like hovering around.
And that's all he's trying to do. He's not trying to he's just trying to distract everybody to maybe fall. And then you play Snakeface in the castle up on the mountain while King Hiss and Horak are exploring this castle. Snakeface is hiding, just waiting in case someone does show up. You get him over.
Picture that. I see what you're saying, because picture this, as Mosquito is flying around, and two people that could probably deflect him real easy. You would see Snout Spout blasting at him. You'd see Rio Blast maybe even shooting at him. Extendar's not doing that because he's climbing. And let's say, like you said, Snakeface is hiding up there, and right when they get to the top, he looks at both Rio Blast and Snout Spout, and they do get frozen. They get turned to stone. Yeah. And then he tries it on Extendar, and he goes, does the shield, reflects it back. It'd be a badass back and forth moment. Yeah. That'd be some cool shit.
It would, to kind of like, okay, they've gotten this far. Okay, start taking guys out. Make it come down to where it's just He-Man is the last guy standing, like to keep Hordak and King Hiss getting from what it is they're after. Like severing the tower tools. Extendar's been, taken out by maybe King Hiss and Hordak. Where Rio Blast and Snout Spout are taken out by Snakeface. You got to get everybody over, even if they're.
Let's write this fucking thing in douche, and you draw the motherfucker.
No, you animate it,
douche. No, you animate it. Yeah. I want to draw by next Sunday. I don't want no fucking.
For next 10 years.
Next 10 years.
He's busy. He's busy.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, that's kind of the beauty too, and that's why I like, that's why I hope too when people are watching this now, watching it after the fact. Yeah, we're going through the comic and we're kind of taking a shit on it because it's just not a strong story. But stick around because we'll build it up.
Exactly, and it's not being malicious. We're not just saying, "Oh, this is a pile of shit." We're saying the positives and negatives, and just this one had more negatives. It just it missed the mark.
But it's fun though, because even when we tear apart a lot of these, it's always fun to like, okay, how could we do this better? And I feel like for the most part, when we've deliberately went after a book or a story that was just, I mean, this is fucking terrible. There's always ways of making it better. Like there's never something that's unredeemable. Like you think of the Trap, is one of the worst stories we've ever covered. The Leech mini comic, the Montana mini comic, the Cosmic Key, all fucking terrible. But we all I think typically found ways, or at least had ideas and suggestions. Okay, this could still work. Cut this out, enhance more of that. Get rid of this character, bring this one in. Everything.
And just another thing to say is like when we were, wanting to talk about this, it's not like hey, issue 8 was a pile of shit. Let's talk about it. We were just like, okay, this is one we discuss. And sometimes we haven't read it in years and might have forgot about some of the stuff. So we're kind of re-experiencing it again. And we're like, okay, well, maybe that wasn't as great. Or maybe that was better. And then we're just giving our honest reaction.
Or just, in my case, most of the time, experiencing it for the first time.
Yeah, there you go. And then that's what's always good for it. But
so much potential there. But I like what you guys were kind of like. I like the story that we came up with, Deuce, and you're gonna have to cut some shit in your schedule and start putting this together.
You gotta do it because when Tyler and I used to do that before, when it was just when it was just us two, we used to do what just happened. We just start spitballing back and forth, and it's just a cool story.
I mean, honestly, that's kind of why I enjoy picking things that aren't as good or weren't already great to begin with, because it opens everybody here creatively to bounce ideas off of each other. It's fun to fantasize about.
I know, and I love being stimulated like that. I like being like, given reasons to like get the creative juices flowing, and given that we really don't have an outlet to create, just like that. Was it good for you? I knowing that we really don't have a means of putting together our own He-Man comics and episodes and stuff.
We could just you and Joe just draw it yourselves. I would love to see how that turns out.
No thanks. I just,
amazing dialogue, shitty fucking stick figures. That's great.
It's just, but in all seriousness, it's fucking heartbreaking. Like we talk about this stuff every week. We talk about the good stuff. We talk about the bad stuff. And like, God, we should be getting more and more great content. Knowing all we're doing is we're sitting there talking about it, and we just come up with this stuff as we've done for years. On the fly. And we're all like, fuck. I think all heads together, we just threw something together within a few minutes, whereas these assholes are paid a nice salary to come up with a shitty story that's like a nice soft serve Dairy Queen shit all over these characters. And they're thinking, oh my God, I've reinvigorated the franchise.
I left
my mark on it.
I don't think
that's what Sir Rob David and Sir Ted Uselli and Sir Kevin Smith, all those assholes, all thought the same thing.
I don't think when they were doing issue 8 of this, they're like, yeah, this is it. This is the best shit I've ever done.
I know he didn't do that, but I just feel like the people today have no idea the advantage they have of working on this property, and they choose to just do not give a fuck because they would much rather, I want to work on Green Lantern. Like, okay, that's great. So you decide you want to fuck up He-Man until you get your fucking dream job or whatever it is you want to do. Whatever.
We definitely could do it some justice. There's no doubt about that.
I just wish though, like as a podcast or as we could put this shit out there and say, you know what, it's nothing but it's fan work, fan art, fan fiction, whatever you want to call it. But
get on the horn with Mattel.
No, I don't want them involved because then Joe, they'll be exchanging hand jobs and blow jobs. And Joe,
oh my God!
I want our stuff like how Emiliano did his Homecoming story. Like, it was just But people loved it and celebrated. That's what I would love for us to do.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You and Joe just start drawing.
Joe's drawing stick figures.
Haven't you seen that excellent monster that Joe drew as a kid?
Oh God, leave me alone!
That mismatched Play-Doh monster. Like, oh God, that's gonna be the end boss.
Kid, God damn it! That's what I envisioned
that could be the monster that's inside this castle.
That's guarding the sacred stone.
The castle, the slimy, creepy monster.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh God.
Done.
Oh shit!
We'll call it guys. Stack.
Come on.
That's what we'll call them.
I was gonna say we hit the part now, if you want, Nathan, where we get to the chat. You guys have any questions? And there was a couple new people that popped up that I've never seen. There's Evil Kitty in a sweater.
Yes.
And
that's
the nerd with the suit.
Evil Kitty in the sweater. That's the name of it.
And
the nerd with the nerd with the suit. And what did you say?
They were here last week. So
Joe,
if you
Havoc Staff is here too. Okay, and we got Havoc Staff.
Joe, if you can stay a little bit after the show, we'll fill you in on the new stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So these
Yeah.
are, and G Postal Live is here. So see, there's
I already
a lot of fucking people.
But did you make note that JSP was here?
Oh, who the fuck is he?
Yeah, I don't know.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him. Yeah,
I
I mean,
know
even,
JSP.
multiple
even
times.
Centron's saying, don't forget about GSP.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
And also, I want to say this too. We probably should have said this at the beginning. If you haven't already, we got the people here. Go ahead and hit like on this right now if you haven't done so already. Please do that.
yeah, and subscribe. Don't forget
And
subscribe.
subscribe.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say this shit at the end again,
yeah,
but
subscribe.
subscribe in case you're near
The
at the end.
bell.
Bell.
Ring the bell.
Bell.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
You know,
so liking and subscribing helps out the channel. Helps
Exactly,
out
and
algorithms.
commenting. So even after this, make sure you comment too. It helps with the algorithm. And look at Thompson here, Farm Ford. What the fuck is that name? I always fuck his name.
You
up.
just
Thompson
always
Hereford
just say
Farm.
Thompson Farm.
Yeah, I
I'm
usually
glad
do
you
say-
finally attempted, Joe.
God damn it! Well, I
Good
do
job.
it to shorten it up because I always fuck up the middle. How about
Yeah,
I'll just say Thompson's here? Thompson's here. So there, I got
there you go.
everybody.
Yeah. All right.
Oh wait, and look at this. Havoc Steph said he has an origin story for Mosquito. He's gonna have to send it to us.
Well, I mean,
Yes,
Adam Gabbard had a question. If you have a good story to give for Mosquito, what would it be? I guess maybe in terms, would you want a more origin, or you kind of want more of that character to just sort of be how we kind of made mention in the retelling of this story? There's just more strictly side, or would there ever be a point where you would want a main Mosquito story?
I don't. I like the simple origin, like in his mini comic, Enter Bustar Hordak. He is just a brand new creation of Hordak. I have no problem with that. I don't need to know.
Right?
Hordak
It just
sitting on
works.
front. Excuse me, guys. You know, like no.
No, really, it works. Just it's
Yeah,
quick
me
and
too.
it's simple enough. That's it. And you got Mosquito. What
Oh,
are you babbling
oh,
about,
oh,
Dushin?
yeah.
There's
Go
a
ahead,
shot.
Dushin.
Yeah.
Look, he could turn out to be a misunderstood poor soul.
Oh.
Oh fuck.
Don't-
Don't
not
you
all
start
that
that
bad.
shit. He's trying to poke the bear on purpose. That's
I
what
know
he's
what
doing.
he's
all
doing.
that bad.
He can just eat my ass. Okay.
He means well.
Yeah.
He's a mosquito. Mosquitoes bite people. He can't help himself.
Yeah, I mean that is like his life source, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, you want him to die?
Yeah. It's like Joe, he's not a bad guy.
He just
I
needs to
just
steal
need to
people's
eat
food.
trash.
Yeah.
Don't they say if a mosquito lands on you, if you squeeze the spot where it's at, it'll just like be stuck there and then it pops or something? Or
I don't
I don't know. Give it a
I
try.
haven't
Joe. Give it a try, Joe.
I don't know. Well, I don't want to. I fucking hate mosquitoes. But
I think
was
when
curious.
mosquitoes go to draw blood from Joe, they just die automatically.
Yeah. Poisonous blood. Oh my god.
Oh wait, you were
They-
talking
They
about
immediately
the...
become overloaded with butter and grease. Like, oh,
Yeah, well, I think the government already has plans in place to Joe's blood is how we're gonna eradicate and we're gonna make mosquitoes extinct.
The catch
when
with
they
that,
draw Joe's blood, it goes into those bags and it starts bubbling.
the catch with that is that some mosquitoes have some kind of a disorder that makes them unable to stop sucking blood, and they overfill themselves. And then when you
Okay.
squeeze in, you can just make them explode.
Oh, so that does do. Okay, I thought I heard something like that. What's up there, Masters? Keep popping up too, and Oliver Belmont. People are popping up right here at the end. But yeah, if you guys got questions, shoot them right now. We'll answer anything you got. Whatever you want to talk about, you shoot them, and we'll hit you here for a little bit.
I guess this week we'll get Deuce in a rant a little bit. Oliver Belmont, Nathan, any thoughts on X-Men 97? Current episode that has surprised and shocked X-Men fans. I don't want to spoil it really for anyone that hasn't seen it, but
Gambit's dead.
well, there you go. Thanks.
He laughed so happily.
Yeah.
He enjoyed saying that.
But we won't go into detail about it at all. But I was telling Tyler this before we did Spinner Rack on Friday. I think it was either episode 2 or 3. I didn't mesh. I wasn't vibing with too much. But overall, I'm still like, yeah, I don't mind it. I know Deucen's like, yeah, the animation. But I don't. I think in terms of what you're getting now compared to what has been done to other properties, much like this, is probably one of the least offensive things out of all the shit that they've come back with to reinvent the wheel, as we say, or have it continue.
That's probably why it's so well received.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, and I guess that is sad in some regard that that's what it takes. It's just
Very.
having that, it's like, oh well, 9s and 10s all around, and it's just like, well, it's not, personally, I don't think it's quite like that high, but I'm like, hey, they didn't fuck it up too bad, so hey, good job. It's one of those kind of things. It sucks to hear that, to be like, well,
yeah, because people say it's great because they're so used to horse shit that Marvel and Disney been putting out. So anything that's like, okay, not as shitty, somehow comes like, oh my god, it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but I think it's only 8 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. I think, right? Or are there more?
I think there are 10.
There's 10. Okay, so
I think.
Well, plenty of time to still have it totally go off the rails. So we'll see how.
Anyway, maybe hopefully next season Larry Houston is at the helm, as he should have been.
Yeah,
he should be doing a lot more with But unfortunately, the powers that be just want say, "Oh, we've talked to Larry. Oh, look, we interviewed Larry. Oh, wow, I guess it makes everything all right. He's not working on it."
Consultant. He totally has input.
Yeah.
We totally didn't screw him over.
Knowing full well that these guys aren't going to listen to the consultants, so it's like, why do you bother bringing them on, paying them, if you're not going to listen to them, or just
honestly, man. I mean, fuck, man. If I'm in their position, I'm getting a payday out of it. Who cares? I can only tell them so much. If they don't take it and run with it, that's all on them. Thanks for the cash.
Yeah, it's like I think it was was it Carpenter or Don Bluth who was like when he was asked about
it's John Carpenter.
No, Don Bluth. I just extend my hand, take the money, and
John Carpenter does that all the time.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's like they asked John Carpenter. It's actually, I'll see if I can. Well, that's just a Reddit thing.
It was either him or Don Bluth.
John's open, and he's up front about he doesn't give a fuck how many Halloween movies they make. You guys can make 100 of them. They can all be fucking terrible. He gets paid every single
he's getting
time.
his payday. He don't give a shit.
He don't give a fuck. No, he's already made the best. There will never be anything better than that. And he's like, you're going to pay me to make movies worse, that are substandard what I made? Fuck, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
When I look at Nathan, I sit here and he's like looking at us. I know this is random, but like how he's sitting there looking at us, and then he looks at us. It's like I'd love for him to share a picture of his setup because he reminds me of like one of those evil geniuses that's like a supercomputer with fucking 10 screens, and I just get fascinated. I'd love to see it too.
All right, well here I'll let's see. You guys keep talking. I'll mute my mic, and then I'll bring because I have the StreamYard guest app on my phone, so I'll just bring myself in on my phone, and then just.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just another attachment. I don't know. It's just when I watch him, it's just like, I don't know, that mad scientist or some shit that I just envision. And somebody it just has like fucking a bazillion monitors where they're always checking here. Okay, we're checking around the city. We're going on like this.
No, it's not. It's only 2. I got our main one here, and I got the one right here. That's it.
Yeah. Deuce has got the Hydra set up with like 7 monitors all around where he's arguing with this person and telling this person to go to hell, and then he's doing layouts.
I mean,
and animation.
I could just I could probably just pop up the photo that I sent Joe last week where I showed him that I had. Yeah, I'll just save this then and just pop it on the screen. It's way better to just bring myself.
My setup is I got the entire I think it's BCI
issues.
No, all the BCI DVDs are all the way stacked up right here, and then I got a stand, and I got the tablet on it, and that's my magic.
There you go. This is exactly what's in front of me right here. Just.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, you just showed your bright messages.
Yeah.
I was like, douche, it makes me sick. He fucking gets on my nerves. Don't show anybody. Nice monitors, though.
What's that James said about Joe? Something.
Joe's an asshole.
Joe.
I think we got a couple. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think this one is just mostly directed towards me. Havoc staff, Masterverse may be hit or miss. Plan on getting the motion picture Evil Lyn and Beastman to add to the classic shelf. I do have Evil Lynn. Deucen's gonna laugh because the face on the Beastman is definitely like odd, but I went ahead and I'm
That's
like,
being polite.
I'll just pre-order that too, just so it will go on the shelf.
Hey, Joe can always fix it for you.
Yeah, and then I'll never see it again.
Yeah. And then Joe's got a free buck to work with and make Donald Duck.
And then he'll take that to PowerCon 2025.
Yeah,
and,
sell for $300.
And he'll be laughing like he's
Cookie
doing
crab
now.
monster.
And it'll probably be like a Barney from the Flintstones.
Or Barney the dinosaur.
Yeah, that too.
Half Barney, half crab.
I did a cool Fred Flintstone, but yeah, next
Barney
question.
Crumble. That's what yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it'll be like grown up.
Barn
Bam
He. I'd call him Barn He.
Oh,
It'd be all
God.
buffed. Yeah, Barn He. I'm gonna make it now just to fucking just drive you crazy.
But
Next
Joe,
question.
Barney Crumble is actually genius because of the surname Rubble.
Yeah, that's why I came up with
I get it.
It was
I get it.
It just flew over your head. Tyler's
I
just
know whatever
too
it
smart
is.
for you.
Oh shit. Oh god. All right. What do we got?
See, you hear what Deuce just said? I'm extremely smart with that comment there. You hear that, people? You heard
No,
it a lot.
I just said that Tyler is smarter than Joe.
Well, that's not saying too much, but I'll take it.
Exactly.
God damn. That's cold.
Thompson Hereford Farm. Can we get a cage match with Tyler and Rob David?
Oh my God! I'll pay to get in the cage.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Tyler's like, I got you for 3 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good job, God. What's that from
oh
Spider-Man?
my God. I
Bonesaw is ready.
Yeah.
So
ready. God, it would just be fun to know if that asshole knows who we are. Like, yeah, they're just a bunch of grown ass men just complain about all the shit I've done. I keep fucking it up.
I really, he's probably just like, yeah, who gives a fuck about those guys?
But you know who knows
Don't blame
about us?
Who?
That'd be Sally.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does.
Especially about Joe.
Yeah.
This question comes from Philippe, mostly directed towards myself and Tyler. Any chance you could do a spin rack on Cable? He's my favorite Marvel character.
I'd be happy to cover an issue of X-Force.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Classic
Right.
Rob Liefeld artwork. Those early issues are a lot of fun and beautiful to look at. Like when the Brotherhood of Mutants.
Do you have
shows up.
Philippe? You got a recommendation there for an early issue of X-Force you would like for us to cover? And we will. I'll add it to the list.
Yeah, we got. It's good to hear recommendation things like that. You know.
And also, so I don't butcher your name, let me know, is it Felipe or is it Philippe like Nathan says? So I don't want to fuck names up. I always say
let's get
Felipe.
clarification on
So
that
is
one.
it
Maybe it's
Joe
Felipe.
right? Joe right, Nathan right. Just say who's right. So, because you know me, I don't like fucking names up because I fuck these guys' names up all the time too on the intro.
Yeah, that's true. It is tough for Joe to even get
when
our
I
names
called
right.
Ren the
most
trash can.
Well, God,
I
he
lost
can't
it
even
when
count.
Yeah, when I said trash can, I lost it. I was like, what
Hey,
the fuck?
I love that part too. That was great.
Yep.
Oh man.
That's
Well,
fine.
we'll get the clarification from Felipe or Philippe, and then I don't know. Yeah, we'll go ahead.
I appreciate him throwing out Cable and that he likes what we do on Spinner Rack there. I appreciate that.
Always great to get more suggestions on the Spinner Rack.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe,
not
yeah,
mine,
sure,
Joe. Just figure. No, I just seen something. I thought it was Felipe.
It's just
well,
P.
we'll find- It's just P's. Not mine. Wait, Joe's right. So see there, he's like, if you want Nathan, you can just call him Philip. But I was right. See, God damn it, I'm not as dumb as I look. I know my shit. No, I'm gonna say Felipe.
Felipe.
All
right. Yeah. Well, we will say Felipe going forward. I guess it's just you would expect a little deal over the E.
Well, I don't know how. He's probably like me. I don't even know how to fucking type that in.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Well, I guess that's it. Well, we're gonna wrap this shit up. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys are new to this channel, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and ring that bell so you can always be notified when we go live. And until next time, have a powerful day.
Hey, hold it, fucker.
Why did you call Joe that?
He had it coming.
Huh. Can you say that again?
Yeah.
Call me a fucker again.
Oh, he's got the giggles. He's going.
All right. Hey, hold it, fucker! I can't say. I'm trying to bring the intensity when I say it because it's. Hey, hold it, fucker! Well, I used to rewind this scene. In that moment it is, but the movie's not a comedy. But I will say, I used to rewind this scene a lot on VHS and play it over and over again because I thought it was so funny.
How old was Joe at the time?
Joe was a fully grown adult.
That's not a good hint at all.
Do you think I've seen this though? Do you know if I've seen it?
You and Nathan have definitely seen it. Nathan's watched it recently, and I'm assuming Deuce's probably seen it too. And we used I've referenced this movie on the podcast in quotes not too long ago.
JSP saying True Lies.
True Lies. Yeah.
Damn. What?
What part was that at?
When after Arnold finds out he thinks Helen's cheating on him, he walks in front of that bus and it honks at him, and Tom Hardy goes, "Hey, hold it, fucker!"
Wow. Yeah. All right.
So like the bus driver's at fault for almost running over. And Arnold's like, "Stop cheering me up."
We gotta once again. We have to get Deucin to do the Arnold lines.
We need to do.
But not as Arnold, like the mysterious
the French guy that's doing when Jamie's doing the striptease.
Yeah.
You're like, "Hello."
And I got a boner for the first time.
Yeah. I want to hear Deucin say, "Have some champagne."
Here's some champagne.
He's never gonna.
Yeah. And that person Deucin's like drooling. That's some champagne.
Oh god! All right.
That was good. I like that, dude.
He's sounding like that because Joe has abducted him and partially lobotomized him, like Ray Liotta and Red.
Yeah, in Hannibal.
Yeah,
Jesus
Hannibal,
Christ.
Yeah. He's eating his brain.
Well, wait, no, we have to put this out there. If anyone has seen this man on the left,
look at the size of that head.
It's just a goddamn mask. But Rick Poe's been abducted. Like I said, he gets me food though. But all right,
I have to wonder underneath that hat, like Joe's removed, like the top of his head and his brain's exposed, like Ray Liotta and Hannibal.
I said, probably. Where the it's like I said, this hangs past my chin and goes up over my head. But then I seen that late there, that looky.
What?
But then it holds.
What?
God damn it! Piss off! All right, see you next week. I love you, Jenny.
And if anyone missed Rebecca, just in cases, or she wasn't here this week.
Yeah, that's what she was doing at that con, just like making that face.
Take a picture.
See you guys next week.
And hey, if you see Joe at a convention, just remember he'll blow blues
Run.
for $5. He's got free news. But yes, running is actually a great idea. All right.
Shit.
See you next week.
See you guys.